It's been a little while since we've done some lives. Hopefully that'll be changing soon. Taking a look here at the moon. I was going to do another video this evening, but you know what? Let's just spend some time with the family right now. Checking to see if we're going to let some of the family speak this evening, share some information. Shalom, shalom. Get a chance to come together this evening, talk a little bit. Yeah, I haven't done a live in a little while. Most High's been keeping me really busy in the books, bringing this information together. It says, been a while. Plan on trying to do some more lives coming up. But shalom, shalom. Good to see everybody. I see a lot of people giving their opinions on what we should be doing on Monday, as long as you do something. God loves you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Exactly. Everything is to His glory. Shalom. Shalom. How you guys doing? I definitely agree with fasting and praying. Definitely. I think we're going to have a little bit more time to talk about everything this weekend. Kind of, button things down, trying to figure out what it is we want to do. And whatever it is the Most High moves you to do. Thank you for the prayers. I definitely need them. We all need those. Definitely crystals, sage, fasting, prayer, all that. Like I said, if you don't believe in that, with the crystals and everything else, don't do it. But just pray, fast, do whatever it is the Most High moves you to do. I think the other nations have set it up for our people to not be doing any of this stuff. They keep it just really making it so that we don't think about what's going on, and we just try to keep our people away from all of this information. They've been doing a great job of keeping us away from this information. Well, a lot of the Gentiles have our information. So you're talking about a lot of the sites that the Gentiles have about the crystals and the oils. Who do they get it all from? They got it all from our people. And they try to make it seem as if it's theirs. Like everything, they've been stealing all of our information and acting like it's theirs. Yeah, I got my dowsing rods too. Those things are amazing. Thank you about the video yesterday. It's amazing that information, how the Most High put it all together. They stole absolutely everything. Yes, and that information about how we need, our ley lines, to jumpstart everything, physical bodies, spiritual awakening, all of that. Kind of makes sense as to why, when we were going to church, they made it seem as if, a lot of, I've heard many times, oh, the pastor, the priest had such a beautiful sermon, but then we never really realized that they weren't saying anything. But the good little feeling that we were getting was from the ley lines, from the power, you know, that our body needed. And that's why they try to get us there, what, on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, every couple days, needing a little jump start. Last night by my house, I could see the moon, but on top of them, it looked like the two planets were were starting to work their way close together. For some reason, I don't see them tonight, so I don't know if maybe they're somewhere else. But they said it's supposed to be like visible from the 14th to the 21st and getting closer and closer. Okay, getting closer and closer until the 21st, where they're the closest. And then yes, and one of the subscribers put a great comment about how, you know, they got a hold of our ley lines and our power structure, but they only get a very little taste of the power. And how it's set up for us, you know, to be able to actually get the full exposure. Yes, it's definitely, the ley line information is definitely making much more sense. What it's also doing is just kind of like showing it makes much more sense as to what it is that they've been doing to keep us away from the information as well. You know, I said how they've been definitely, you know, keeping us away from the good lands with their laws, keeping us out of those neighborhoods with the police. Thank you, Helen. That's a great information right there. Said, I know we need to have more time just to come together and share ideas like this right now. Thank you, Stephen Hill. I appreciate that. They definitely will not replace us. Exactly. They got their time. The strong ley line in Florida. All right. They have it closed right now. Well, it kind of makes sense now that, you know, that we've been in these times right now. They'll be closing things, closing off a lot of these places to keep us away from them. I know that they've, you know, a lot of the state parks have been closed on us. Even when they were open, certain areas were closed. It started to make more sense as to why, you know, they've been closing these places. Drops talking about it, about the ley lines as well, and wormholes. That's beautiful. There you go. Dragons coming back. Yep, I've been hearing about dragons, been reading about dragons as well in some of the other books. Notre Dame is on a ley line or some cross point. Yeah, you mean the college? You talking about the college, or are you talking about the church that burned down? Just checking out the comments right here. Didn't have anything planned. Just kind of out running the streets a little bit, so I figured I would do a quick little live real fast because I haven't done one in a while. Give the family an opportunity to kind of come together, share some ideas, especially in these important times that we're coming into. I mean, we're definitely coming into the reset. Definitely keeping us, you know, away from the gamma rays. Anything to keep us away from our power. Oops. That's beautiful. The drop has a great video a couple days ago on dragons. There you go. Go check him out. Like I said, the Most High is raising up, many people right now in order to do, service to Israel, in order to be used to bring out knowledge and understanding. Most High is definitely bringing out, even more between our people, sharing information, sharing resources in order for us to get our hands on this information and to be able to share it. I totally agree with you about communing with the angels. And that's something I'll also be talking about when we're getting ready to do our prayers and things like that. Definitely with the earthly mother, and then, with her angels as well. Angel of air, light, water, angels of, right, joy, earth, and life. Those would be her angels. And then, definitely the angels, with the Most High and the Heavenly Father and his angels as well. Angels of peace, power, and love. Right? Angels of work, wisdom, and eternal life. Those are the other angels, to definitely do your communions with. So there's a whole lot more. There's a lot more to this, than meets the eye. I had stuff set up, and I'm probably going to still do the video talking about when Peter, in the Acts of Peter, was dueling with Simon. And Simon was using what you would call witchcraft, in order to do his tricks, do his magic. But Peter, because they were going at it with each other, was using the power that the Most High gave him. And people could actually say it looked like witchcraft as well. When people don't understand things, I said they resort to just trying to oversimplify things. Said Peter had made a dog go and relay a message to Simon when they were getting ready to battle. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that are going on that were going on back then that we did not have access to because they hid the information. Exactly. Exactly. I was reading from the Lost Scriptures book, the Acts of Peter. I actually have everything uploaded for a couple of videos on that. Just got to, when the Most High just lets me know when to get on it. Because there's a lot of other things. I don't want to kind of just jump around a whole lot because there's so much information. It's a whole lot of information. So I got to kind of be careful as far as what I'm bringing out, when I'm bringing things out, how deep to get into certain subject matter. But right now, we really need to definitely be concentrating on what we're going to be doing on for the conjunction, December 21st. And what's amazing is as we are getting stronger, as you see the other nations are getting weaker. I said the other nations are getting weaker. Talking about, yesterday was the highest death toll, almost 3,700 people passed away yesterday. I don't know if it was 260,000 people caught it. Now the hospitals are being overrun. So, I mean, it's just, and as much as people keep wanting to say, oh, this is all fake, it's all the elites that are running everything and this and that. I was like, at this point, if that's what you guys want to believe, they have that kind of control. It says they don't have that kind of control. Yeah, I saw that about government wanting herd immunity. I said, so you just got all this stuff going on right now, and it's the Most High. Yes, the plague, but there's just so many different things. The weather, the plague, them trying to get all of their vaccine to the East Coast, and all of a sudden the Most High, brought up all these huge blizzards or nor'easters to mess with that. I heard there was some new infection in India as well. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that I'm sure that they're not even telling us is going on. And then people thinking like things are all of a sudden going to get better in 2021. I was like, you guys can't even handle 2020. It's going to get nothing but worse. People were asking about the angels. Look up the Gospel of the Essenes, okay? Do some research on that. You can actually listen to it on YouTube. The Essenes Gospel of Peace. You can look it up on YouTube and listen to it overnight, and they can read the stories to you. You can you can try to find them and download them and print them. How you doing, True Royal? Good seeing you. It's beautiful seeing all my family here. I'm checking out all your guys' comments. It's just amazing. So I love looking at I love being able to look at other people's videos as well. Learn, be informed. I said, this is the way it should be. It's not a beautiful thing right now. Thank you, Yusuf, Israel. I appreciate that. So all praises to the Most High. I remember when it was many people, when I started talking about, the chip not being the mark of the beast and stuff like that, and many people were attacking me because, because that's all that we've heard. The vaccine and how they were going to kill everybody and force the vaccine and, continue with their kingdom. It said the Most High has definitely given us the real lowdown, the real understanding. And it's good, like I said, now to have some other brothers and sisters out here. I said it's growing like crazy, even though they're trying to make it seem as it's not. But this truth is getting out there, and you know it. Thank you for sending me. I saw that last message about the videos. Yes, thank you guys for sending me the videos, and the links to definite other information. I appreciate it. Just know that, I'm looking at it. It's a lot of information. There's a whole lot of us out here, a whole lot of brothers and sisters out here who are sharing information, and I appreciate that. It just takes me a lot of time. On top of doing this, I do work full time, and I do have a family as well. So I'm also very, very, very busy. Like, this is not, all that I do. So I have to have a lot of support from the family in order to be able to do this, because it's very, very difficult, because it gets to be a lot of time. It's very time consuming doing other things I don't want to do, but I'm forced to do, just like all of us. But hopefully soon, I said, as this whole society continues to crumble, I said, we'll be able to actually spend all the time doing what we have been sent here to do. There's the Gospel of the Essenes. There you go. Definitely, Big Levi, serving the Most High is not easy. No, it is not. But that's okay, I said, Most High makes a way, always. So it's all the Most High. I said, it's been absolutely beautiful. I love watching this grow. I love watching other brethren, rise up, have been, lifted up by the Most High in order to do their work as well, in order to bring out all this information. So it's been absolutely beautiful. You definitely, I love that. Bayo. Let's join in prayer to repent and ask for activation now. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Activation, revitalization. We are definitely, Peggy White. I appreciate that. You always have great comments. We are blessed to be alive in such a time as this. Everything has been definitely working up to this. If you start to just really think about like when we were born and how we've been, made and all the things that's gone on in our lives, all to pretty much for this point, for this conjunction. How many years, we've been in this truth, and how many times that we thought we were at the end and things were going to change, and how the Most High has now given us that knowledge and understanding. I mean, just think of it. Just a couple months ago, just learning about, we were still stuck on just, America, or just learning about the Bible and that was it, a couple years ago. Just think of how much more the Most High has given us in just these last couple months. How important the ley lines are. See, the ley lines have now destroyed all these people who've been talking about America's going to be destroyed. The knowledge of the ley lines has pretty much just destroyed that whole argument that America is going to be destroyed with all these ley lines here, with all these. Yeah, as you can tell, I said the Most High has always swept people off. So the ley lines have stayed consistent. I said the ley lines have been consistent. It's the people who have been able to go and use the ley lines that has been changing. So the Most High is definitely, has destroyed that argument. So all these people who keep talking about how America is going to be destroyed and that we're all going to be just, beamed back over to little itty bitty Israel. I said, that doesn't even make any sense anymore. Now, so that whole argument, I said, is done. Now that you realize that all these ley lines are here, there's all this proof here, and that like I said, the ley lines have been the consistent. Okay, that's what's been consistent. So that anybody still pushing that whole thing about just America just going to be nuked, like the Most High would just allow that. I said, yes, America's system will be destroyed. Exactly. The Edomite system is going to be destroyed. Yes. So we already know. So that whole argument, I said, that's done. That's a wrap. So when you hear people still on that just shows you that they can't grow, that they're stuck. Okay? Now, people talking about fleeing America because thinking that you're going to flee and run away from the destruction that's coming here, that's all done. Now that we know that there's all these ley lines here, our source of power is here. Why in the hell would we be running away? Why in the hell would we be running away from our lands and our power source? We wouldn't be. That makes no sense either. So now that whole argument is out the window. And that's what when we came into this truth, that's what was pushed on us. It was pretty much either you're going to flee to, I guess, somewhere over there, or you're going to, if you don't flee, America's going to be destroyed and you're going to run away. So like I said, there is no hiding place. There is no place to run to. Okay? And this is all based off of the ley lines. Now, if someone wants to try to sit there and act like the ley lines don't exist, prove it. And I said, those are definitely Gentile dogmas, Gentile thinking. And they just push that even into our truth. You don't hear about, them trying to debunk this information. They just try to ignore it. I said, so it all starts to make a lot of sense. A lot of the things that we were taught when we initially came in to this truth, so right now, are being shown to not be true, to be false. I see that too. Elon Musk SpaceX ships keep blowing up. You know, I said, well, I guess one of my buddies was telling me that, like, after we do videos or after I do a video about ley lines or something like that, all of a sudden he gets all of these videos recommended to him about ley lines. You know, and it's always the Gentile breakdown. But oh yeah, we knew about that. We knew about the ley lines. We knew. Yeah, you guys have. I'm sure you guys have known about it, but you've been hiding it. Thank you, Brooks Kim. Appreciate that. You know, I said I definitely watch news stations. I said, but I watch them looking for, you know, their stories. I mean, they just run the stories over and over and over again. I said, but they're pushing their narrative. So they're definitely pushing their narrative, and that's what they're supposed to do. So that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they've been set up for, to push their narrative. That's fine. But even people in the truth, they push their narratives as well. They said they haven't proven the 80 books only. Still haven't seen one video on that. So you can't come over here just saying, "Oh, we're only going to use the Bible and just quote only Bible, you know, Bible verses." I can do that all day. But there's a lot more information than just what's in the Bible. Yes, Name is definitely doing another wonderful work as well. Yeah, right, Philip. You see that? I'm sure you guys notice that. Like after like a ley line video, they'll, you know, they try to throw out their videos, throw out their understanding. I mean, we're at the point now. I mean, we really shouldn't be listening to anything they have to say. They haven't proven absolutely anything. Definitely, Abdullah Seer. That was an absolutely awesome video. When he was there and it looked like time was going slow. Yeah, right, Helen. Whoever's following just one book is hella lost. Exactly. You know, I said when I was looking at the Peter, you know, when Peter was having his interaction there, the Gospel of Peter, when he was having this interaction with Simon, and he was doing all these, like, as you would say, like magical things, the Bible was not even constructed at that time. So what was he using in order to pull and be able to get his power from? So there's all this information that's been hidden from us and kept away from us. And I also saw Lisa Cabrera's video when they were talking about how you could actually catch CV from 20 feet away, and you only had to be next to the person for like 5 minutes. So you know that the Most High is the only one is keeping people from getting the plague. I like the energy is only borrowed. Yep, it eventually has to be returned. That's very true. Lizzie Loves from Avatar. Yes, that's true. Yeah, I can't wait to be connected with the ley lines, connected with the animals, connected with the earth, connected with the earthly mother. Definitely, Philip. Definitely, they're pushing all that fear. And they've been pushing it for a very long time, and it's worked for our people. And even in the truth, they're pushing fear. You know, I noticed that. I said it just seemed like, you know. So I just get out. When I first got into the truth, and you start listening to them, it's like, so I went through all this hell, got this information, and now I'm gonna have to go through hell again for 7 more years. I said it makes absolutely no sense. Exactly. That Joel 2 is huge. Joel 2, regeneration of the land, animals, and people of Zion. And see, that's never really, I've never heard that really taught before. But you got to believe that first, you know, we're going to get our lands back, and that America was our lands. And then it makes so much sense as to when, you know, I started talking about that, or the Book of Mormon, how, you know, there was so much hate from our own people. Well, supposedly our own people. It just shows you, you know, I said, you're only allowed, you have a script, and when you can't deviate from the script. If anyone does, there's a whole lot of hate that comes along with that. So I'll never forget when I first started doing this, and I started reading the book of is it here? Well, there's a bunch of different books, but I started reading some different books, and I started reading the book of Enoch. And it was a certain week, because I used to, you know, watch all of these different videos from all these different groups every weekend. And that, so I started talking about the book of Enoch. And all of a sudden, all these camps that hated each other, couldn't agree on absolutely anything. All of them had like an ending where they would talk about how, and if you're reading that book of Enoch, you know, that's garbage, and this and that. If it's not in the Bible, we don't, you know, we don't go there. But it was all the different groups. And I was like, okay, this is weird. I said, how is it that all the groups who can't agree on absolutely anything, but they're all going to come together and agree against reading any of the other books? All praises made it to 1,000 people here. That's awesome. That is awesome. You know, I said, so just amazing, the growth that we've had now from back then. And said in the last few, you know, couple years, I said, it's just been growing even crazier. But how now the Most High is putting all this information together. Much love and respect to you guys, family. Definitely the most amazing days on earth right now. Well, happening of all times. And it's more for us. I said these are absolutely amazing days. I said we're growing and growing every day. And then to watch the other nations, how they're just begging. You know, I said they're just begging for things to go back to normal. And now how normal is, what is normal? Normal is not just going back to the, you know, back to work, back to everything else. Normal is going back to us being at the bottom. And that's what they're praying for. Praying for us to be back at the bottom and not having any knowledge and understanding, and them being able to ignore us all the time. That's what normal is to them. They don't tell you that, but that's exactly what would have to happen for things to go back to their normal. We would have to lose all this information about the ley lines, all this information about who we are. We would have to still be looking up to the Gentiles. We have to be able to trust the Gentiles to tell us the truth. And the Most High is really showing how, you know, that's not possible. How that's not possible whatsoever. There's no way to go back to that. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. I'm definitely so, you know, excited and happy to be alive at this time. These are the times that our ancestors, you know, have prayed for. And I'm sure they're here right now, living through us. You imagine, yeah, it's 2021, especially right after here, the conjunction. And said, we'll definitely get together this weekend, keep talking about what we're going to do. I said, I know different people are listening to different people, but definitely we're going to be praying. Definitely going to be doing some fasting. among other things. Definitely the rabbit hole is unfolding. People want to have the truth about Yah. Yes. You just imagine, though, the tens of thousands of people, tens of thousands of us Hebrews who are now awakened, that are going to be praying Monday evening. You just think about the power that we are going to have, by doing what the Most High wants us to do, calling out for the Most High. We are the ones that the Most High listens to. We are His children. So just imagine the kind of power that we will be able to tap into very soon. Now you couple that tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of us praying together. And also, you couple that with what we're going to, with the conjunction with the three biggest bodies in the solar system, all coming together for the reset. See, they can have millions of people praying. Will it matter? Hell no. Praying, because what are they praying for? They're praying for the Most High's children's downfall. You think the real power is going to go against His children after we served our 400 years? Of course not. So that's why it's so important for us to come into this truth right now, knowing what we're praying for. We're praying for the rejuvenation of our lands, the rejuvenation of our people, the rejuvenation of the animals. We want everything that was taken from us back, just like the Most High said He would. We don't all the years that the locusts and the cankerworms have taken away from us. So, like I said, that's why I want as many people praying as possible. Like I said, I believe that there's definitely hundreds of thousands of us. As much as they try to hide the numbers and make it seem as if, we're not growing or we're just staying stagnant or whatever else, we know that's not true. Even their people are losing faith. Their own people, don't have any faith in their God anymore. Now they have faith in a vaccine in order for them to try to get back to, their normal. Exactly. 13%. That's all that we are. Everybody else is much bigger. Even though in the scriptures it talks about how we outbreed everybody. So there's definitely no more white Jesus. Vaccine, they're putting all their faith. Oh, and the vaccine's going to make everything back to normal by June and July. And, by the summer, we should be back to normal. Like, yeah, we know that's not true. So all the more important for us to make sure that we're praying and that we're praying for the correct things. We're not praying for our enemies like we used to. We're not, because they try to get us to be out here praying for our enemies and praying for us all to come together. Praying for them to accept us. I could care less about them accepting us. They were never supposed to accept us in the first place. They haven't accepted us, and that's okay. Because now it's our time. And they said they're definitely going after each other. I said, we just got to kind of sit back and watch them. They're already going after each other. Does it look like they're ready to try to get together and go against us? They can't even agree on anything for themselves. We're definitely praying for our people. Yes, I've definitely been enjoying watching other people's videos. Said it's been a huge blessing. And then the information just connects. All right, brethren, I'm going to go ahead and get off tonight. It was beautiful being able to spend a little bit of time together. And we'll definitely be coming together because, like I said, December 21st is going to be a huge day for us to start to pray and make everything in the universe work for us going forward. So all praises, family. Have a beautiful evening. Beautiful. Yes. 1,100 people. That's beautiful. All right, family. Much love. Shalom. Shalom.